Anyway, all right. Also in the packet on your seats, you have a sheet that is very form-like. I know it feels like you've gone to a government office. Time to fill things out. This is going to contain things like contact information for you and when are you available. I know that some of us are going to have lots of availability in the morning or in the afternoon or in certain afternoons. I wanted to just give you all the options there. You can place a check mark or an X or whatever mark you want inside any time that you would, generally speaking, be available to meet. And you can see that this is kind of an unwieldy group. We wouldn't get a lot of workshop things where we're actually writing done in a group this size. So we'll try and organize smaller interest groups for you. I know that Miracle in Miracles, there's at least 4 memoir writers in the Delta area that we have with us. So it would make far more sense for them to meet in Delta than to drive an hour here and an hour back and waste 2 good hours writing, right? Oh, I don't know. I drive the back roads.
You must do it in reverse.
Oh, wow. What else is on there? You can check mark any of the genres of writing that you're interested in, and we'll be using this to try and compile some of those smaller interest groups. If you think you might be interested, go ahead and indicate it. You can always change your mind later. This is a work in progress, and you can just make that the theme. Under Year of the Book, we'll subtitle it A Work in Progress, because what we know now about self-publishing may change very quickly. That industry has undergone some dramatic overhaul. While you're filling out your form, I'll just back talk here some story. The gentleman that I heard speak, his name is Jamie LaRue. He's the library director of Douglas County Libraries in Colorado. And he quotes some great statistics. 10 years ago, there were only about 24,000 items self-published in this country. And that same year, there were 325,000 books published from those big 6 publishers, Harper & Collins, Random House, the big guys. And 2 years ago, there were the same 325,000 books coming out of the big 6 publishing houses, but there were 2.1 million books self-published. We can do this. And what really convinced me that we could all do this is that the process is almost free now. It is so cheap, it's free. If we want to only publish ebooks or those electronic books that we read on our tablet devices or on our cell phones or on our laptops or on our computers at home, that process is completely free. Completely free. You could sink some money in having a wonderful book jacket designed, or you could hunt up an artist that you know to help you get more quality, or I'm going to try and raise some money so we could hire professionals to do that for as many of us who finish. But we'll get to fundraising later. But the actual e-publishing is completely free. Me, I'd love to have a trade paperback so that I can sign it and give it to my friends, because I have a few authors who've done that for me over the years, and those are the books that I prize the most of my collection. Many of them are even really well written. And that trade paperback process, we'll be working with a program called Amazon's Create Space, and I was just pricing it out. What if I wrote a 200-page book, and you have a choice of what's called trim sizes. These are how large your book will be in its finished format. I put mine at a 6-inch by 9-inch model. Pretty good. 200-page, 6 by 9-inch. I'm required by Amazon CreateSpace to purchase 1 proof copy of my book so that I can check it out. The cover and everything goes together. The pages are in the right order. The wording is correct. Guess how much that proof copy is going to cost me?
$255.
$3.85.
Oh, wow.
I figured even on my salary I could do that, so you guys would probably be good too. So the good news is you can publish, e-publish or trade paperback publish relatively free. What I didn't price out, and I just thought of that now, what is full color trade paperback, 9 by 12 or something like that. But maybe we'll make that a project here when we go to visit CreateSpace a little later. All right, the who, what, and when of this project. There's a flip side to the form you have to fill out too. This is ways that you can help along the way. I want it to be known right away. I am not a professional writer. I don't know anything about the trade other than what I've read in the last 30 days, which is a significant amount of stuff. I will tell you, I'm a librarian. I love to research the life out of things, and maybe I've researched the life out of this. I don't know. I'm going to try to get the creative energy back with all of you. The calls and the emails that have been coming from you this past couple of weeks have energized me to really ramp up my game here, so I hope that we have a great year together. Ways that you can help, any skills that you have, if it's baking cookies and making a good pot of coffee, we can use that when we get together to write, because food fuels our imaginations as much as anything else. If you know some people that could help us, I believe on one of these forms there's a spot where you could fill in, oh, I know so-and-so down the street from me wrote a book and was through this process, or so-and-so's a graphic designer that I know, or my friend's daughter is in school to be XYZ, a professional editor or something. Let us know who those resources are, and then you're going to have a much easier job of arm twisting than a stranger would, so I may ask you to help us out in making those resources available to us. So just check anything that you could ways you could help out. That's going to make our whole group stronger when we pool our resources there. There's also a quick little short form with your very basic contact information. My promise is I will not sell or market any of your names and phone numbers and email addresses or anything to any calling lists. And your promise is going to be that if you become a small group leader, you will promise to do the same. There will be no passing on of information to outside third-party people. One important thing I should ask now, are there any folks who would like to not be part of any photography? You don't want to be on camera today if he spins around for a pan the crowd piece. All right, great. You can sign, there's a piece there for a photo release that's okay. That way when Oprah calls me, I'll know it's all right to put your photo.
It's happening tomorrow, right?
Do we get Ellen too?
Oh, I want to be on that one. All right. So you could fill out forms in your spare time here. This project this year is open to those of high school age and older, so 9th grade and up, and we're hoping that there are a few of us still standing next year so that we can run a children's program, but it would probably be something more like 3 months instead of 12 months for that. What I originally advertised as monthly meetings to address topics that would be of interest to many of us as we work through the writing process may turn out to be slightly more frequently than that, just because folks have along the way peppered me with ideas of things that will help us out that would be very beneficial, like the concept of doing a write-in came in very early, where we all get together in a room. We did one of this last week. Carl and Kathleen, and is Robin here? Robin had, I was so proud of Robin. She built a blog from scratch. So an internet site where she can add photos and prose that she's written, and she accomplished that in a write-in. And it's not got anything to do with elections. It's purely a place where we write in the same space. And that was really fun. So it was more motivating for me because if I'd been at home sitting and writing, I would not have stayed sitting and writing for 8 or 9 hours. I would have gotten up to unload the dryer and taken the clothes up to my son's room and seen what an awful mess that was, and I'd have been cleaning, and I never would have gotten back to that